Do you ever just feel like this at the holidays? Hey, this is Mandy from Mending Mandy. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. As always, I just want to say that the goal of my YouTube channel is to help those fellow survivors who are on their healing journey heal, just like I am as well. I'm not a psychologist or a counselor. I just want to put that out there. I'm just a girl on the mend. So, holidays. I want to do a video on the holidays because as they're coming up and Thanksgiving's already passed, we know holidays can be difficult. I was going to do a video on thankfulness, but honestly, I thought that was a little cliche. I mean, it's great to be thankful, obviously. We all should practice that, but I think something that could be talked about a little bit more is how the holidays can be difficult. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you've suffered abuse or not. They're hard. You know, we have conflicts in our family, we have abuse survivors, we have people who have died that were close to us, and it can really cast a shadow on a time that we feel should be joyful. So for me personally, I had, my parents died when I was younger in my teens, and then I had my abusive relationship with my guardian Kay. And between those two things, I felt a lot of darkness during the holidays in the past years. I'm happy to say that I'm working through that and I'm becoming more happy when the holidays come. This Thanksgiving was one of the first times I've really felt super happy about the holidays starting. But I just wanted to make some points on how you can deal with these things, even if you've not been abused, even if you haven't had death in your family. Maybe it's conflict. Maybe your family gets together for the holidays and it's just conflict and stress. But what I really allowed myself to do is tip one. I allowed myself to mourn the bad times. I think that is so important to just mourn because it releases it for me. I don't know about you, but if I cry it out, if I just remember, okay, yes, these are things that were painful and they happened, and I just cry it out. And I don't care if you're a dude. Dudes should be able to cry, in my opinion. Cry it out. Do what you have to do to really get through the feelings a little bit. I just don't want you to suppress it. Don't push it down because that doesn't help. Get it out if you need to. Talk to a friend about it. Talk to a compassionate friend who will listen, and that can do wonders for your mental state. So please, first, mourn. Second, same with going in remembrance. Remember the good times if there are any little snippets. So for me, I would remember my dad, making gingerbread houses or baking. He was a chef. He had his own business and he was a chef, and we loved to cook with him. And I just remember him just sitting there eating all the M&Ms while we decorated gingerbread houses. And so that's a great memory for me. Like he would take bites of the cookies and we'd wake up in the morning, oh, Santa was here, things like that. So I remember those moments and I smile and I cry a little bit, and it's great, I can grab onto those and remember my parents and be like, okay, this wasn't all bad. So in that same vein, third, create traditions that honor them. So a few years ago, I started making gingerbread houses, and I would put them together whether my husband wanted to help or not. I think he would help, but I would just put them together and put it on the counter, stare at it, and eat it on Christmas, basically. And that was a way that I remembered my parents, and now with my children, I may want to pass that on to them so that mom and dad's memory can live on through the gingerbread house. And that's a way to incorporate the ones you loved that may have passed into your future. I don't care if you're 60 years old, 70 years old, 80 years old, and you start incorporating some kind of tradition to remember a loved one, even a friend. Maybe there's something you love to do with a friend, like making popcorn balls or something. Incorporate that in so that you can do that in honor of them, in remembrance of them. It's a great way to just soothe that pain a little bit, especially after you've mourned, and you may keep mourning. So next one, when you're sad, don't isolate yourself. It's so easy for me to just lock myself away in my house when I feel sad. Don't do it. I would encourage you to maybe even make a phone call, talk to people, try to get out there a little bit, go to the grocery store. That can help with feeling depressed. Just don't lock yourself up too much. I know that's so easy. It'll make it worse. So don't isolate yourself. Another thing that can help is giving to the people who are less fortunate, whether that's donating money, donating time, whatever it may be. It helps you feel better. Maybe you talk to friends about their bad experiences. I've actually been surprised to hear about my friends and how they have a damper on the holidays too, because their parents always bicker during the holidays, or their dad left them, or whatever. It's kind of nice to get out of your own head and listen and have that compassion for friends who are going through the same thing, and then you don't feel so alone. And so I would encourage in that way, if you can, you're giving to your friends as well. So a big one is my next one. Excuse my dogs in the background. There is no way to stop that, I found. I love them too. They're great on the holidays. But my biggest tip is saying no. Do the things that make you happy and make you feel safe and loved during the holidays. If you have someone that's inviting you over and they make you feel down, or they're just like weighing on you, or maybe they complain all the time, maybe they're just not a good influence for you to be around, maybe they drink too much and you just don't want to go there when you're feeling depressed, say no. Say no so you can make room for the things that will give you the good memories when you look back on your holidays. It's not selfish. It's just you protecting your already fragile state, because when we're feeling down like this, we're fragile and we need to take care of ourselves so that we can become stronger, and maybe later, take doses of that friend, or, do things that'll strengthen your memories of this time, that'll help reprogram your mind into being like, okay, this time is okay. This feels okay. By doing this over and over, you're going to start creating good memories, and then the feelings of joy can come. So say no so you can say yes to the things you want to do. And lastly, another big one, don't focus on how you should feel. I am such a perfectionist, and I'm always telling myself, you should feel this way. Why do you feel this way? I scold myself, and it's like, can I just give myself permission to feel something? Sure, I don't want to wallow in feelings of sadness and anger, but at the same time, you don't want to create this perfect view in your head of what the holidays should look like if you're feeling down, if you're mourning, because then you're just going to feel even more depressed, like, oh, I can't achieve that state of happiness. Why even bother? So the sadness will pass. It becomes a dull ache after a while, and you heal throughout the years. And it is okay if the day before Christmas or Christmas you don't feel quite happy. It's okay. It's not as important to feel happy as it is to go through the healing process and to process those feelings, process the memories, and work towards recovery. It's a slow process, but you don't have to set yourself up for failure by being like, I should feel this way. Definitely try to, be happy if you can, but genuinely, not a mask for other people. Just focus on the now and how you can make that better. Okay, today it was a bad day and it's, a week before Christmas and I'm still feeling down. Okay, what can I do now to take care of myself and make myself feel better as the time goes on? So anyway, these are just some of my tips for how you can kind of try to heal and maybe even create positive memories so that you are more joyful eventually on the holidays and that you heal from your past pain. So I hope these help you. Please leave a comment, like, or subscribe if you want to see more content. I really hope that you have a good holiday season. I hope your Christmas, whatever holidays you celebrate, I hope that as you progress on your road of healing, that they can become more joyful and you can feel the happiness that comes with the holidays. And if not, don't beat yourself up. But thank you so much for watching.